Whenever I hire anyone on my team, there's a trial period that they go through. And so in that, I'm looking at how much time are you saving me, and am I getting a return on that?
So let's talk phase 3. You're bringing in people, and I find usually people's temptation is to want to start here because it's so tempting to believe, man, if I could just find the right person, I could just dump all this shit and never have to do it again, and they'll figure it out. I'm not saying that never happens, but usually, like in my experience, like you said, it's like that happens after you've addressed the structural issues first and then built the systems and process. Then when you find it's almost actually easy to hire because people are walking into a system, right? Like, hey, we're McDonald's. This is how we make burgers. We've been making burgers 100 years. It's like, it's a lot easier to find somebody who can do that kind of correctly once you have, you know, a system for that, as where when you're just kind of make it up as you go. Like, what do you guys do here? I don't know. We just make good food, you know.
I think I need this person. Like, it's like once you do things in this order, then it naturally opens up the segue of, okay, this is exactly who I need. This is exactly what this person is going to be doing. Let me go out and find this person. Make sure they're in alignment with what we stand for. And that's where a lot of the mishaps happen, because I've seen a lot of turnovers happening just in the last 6 months in the consulting and coaching space here, that a lot of people just skip steps. So you made a really good point that, one, you have to have your infrastructure in place. You have to have your processes, systems in place. Then you're ready to start hiring, because it's one thing to go out and get, a team member, but one thing to keep in mind is you can hire an expert, but you're still the leader. So they're still looking to you for direction, right? Still looking to you for accountability. If you don't really know how to help this person, how to instruct this person, how to direct this person, hold them accountable, then it's kind of like now you just created a lot more work on your end hiring this person that you thought would do the exact opposite. So the way that we do things is there's no cookie cutter way of hiring someone, right? My first team member was probably not the first team member you hired. But what I will say is that once you have phase 1 and phase 2 down pat, now you look at everything that you're doing on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, quarter-to-quarter basis, look at where you're dropping the ball at, and those tasks is going to create what your next position looks like or who your first or next team member is. And then you start looking at, okay, so what are their roles and responsibilities that they need to start taking care of that I'm dropping the ball on? Then how can I hold them accountable? What does that accountability system looks like? And that's how we do things here.
Yeah, that's when you start going pro. And I'll say, like, just, my own experience with hiring as somebody who like went through like a lot of the similar phases you're describing. You make a lot of mistakes in that journey. Like I comically wrote about it in the book, but I had my first Filipino VA, not my first one, but one of my first ones. I had a time tracking software, and like they didn't get anything done. So I went to go look at like, what have you been doing all day? And they were just watching cartoon porn. And like, it always crack me up, because like, in the time tracking software, it doesn't like log your computer 24/7. Like, I'm not spying on you. You have to click like, hey, it's work time. I'm beginning my work shift. And so he clicked, I'm starting my work shift, and then spent the next 8 hours watching a chick getting banged by an octopus, which is obviously like pretty normal. But as you get better at the structure and the systems and processes, I wouldn't say I still bat 1,000. We actually just had to fire somebody like a couple of weeks ago, and I always hate doing that. But your batting averages get way higher. Like you know, like if I hire 5 people, like usually like 3 or 4 of them will work out. And that's in the beginning, it was like I'd hire 50 people and maybe have one mediocre one at the end of it, and 49 people who made my life harder. And as you said, because it's a different thing. Like when you hire somebody and you're just saying like, I'm miserable, like I need you to take this work and go figure it out, versus like, hey, we have a step-by-step system. This is our process. Here's your training. Here's how you're going to be measured. Here's the reports you have to make to show me you're getting it done. Here's the communication I need from you. Here's our process if you have any questions or you get stuck. And all of that, like suddenly, like almost everybody works out. Like I'm not saying 100%, but it's amazing. Like, because they have, something to follow that, like,
And one mistake that I made is I wasn't taught the blueprint of how to hire properly. So I went through hiring a lot of VAs a couple of years ago.
That never happens.
When we first started, and they don't work out. And there's a difference between hiring A players and B players. back then when I was doing coaching, I was hiring nothing but B players. I had nothing but VAs on my team, right? And VAs are known to just, they're like copy and paste kind of personnel people, right?
Yeah.
You hire someone, you teach, you tell them what to do, and they just do it for you. There's going to be a point where you're going to outgrow these B players. You're going to look more so for those who's going to bring strategy and innovation to the table.
Yeah.
And now let's look at how can you not only take this task and run with it, but now improve, help us increase our bottom line, help us do things better, faster, quicker.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And all of that comes with the journey. It's the art to the madness. But you learn, you live and you learn.
Yeah. And I just want to add, like, the mistakes, the hilarious, often mistakes in retrospect are part of the journey. Like, I don't think anybody just hires an A player their first time, and then does it again the second and the third and the fourth time. Like, I don't think that's how it typically goes. If it was that easy, like, there wouldn't be discussions like this about it, because everybody would be, I found an A player. But like, like you said, like there's I say, like, most people in, like, especially in the corporate world, like as you described, are like C players, where they do just enough to not get fired. I was a C player when I was in corporate, so I'm not like judging any of y'all. Like, I was like the rest of you guys, just on Friday, you're just watching the clock, like, when is it 5 o'clock, so I get the fuck out of this shithole. Just doing just enough spreadsheets and like trying to stretch your 1 hour task into 4 hours so that you can say, like, I've been working this whole time, boss.
Right.
And that stuff, and like, surviving the pointless meetings, so that, like, as soon as Friday 5 o'clock rolls up, I'm getting drunk tonight. Like, that was me as a corporate employee. But you don't want to build your own business around those people, because what you'll find is, like, they'll do just enough to not get fired. And one of the I wonder if you could speak a little on this, but a litmus test for me of when I have it right is the simple question: does this person make my life easier or harder? And I notice whenever I've made a bad hire, it almost always comes down to, like, this person is making my life harder. Like, I gave them 3 problems to solve and they come back with 6. I'm like, well, shit. Like, versus like, hey, I gave them. And as you described, when you start getting, the A players of the talent and innovation, they'll say, like, hey, we actually figured out a way to shave 30 seconds off our burger time. So we went ahead and documented that process, and all you got to do is sign off here and say you're okay with it, boss man, and we'll start making burgers even faster than we're making them now.
Absolutely. And there's 2 things I look at. For me, it all comes down to ROI. So whenever I hire anyone on my team, there's a trial period that they go through. And so in that, I'm looking at how much time are you saving me, and am I getting a return on that, right? Are you helping us, whatever I'm paying you, am I getting a return? Are you helping us increase our bottom line? Are you helping us save time? Are you helping our clients as well? That's the most important part, because a lot of my team members, I subcontract to my clients as well. So in the whole ROI field, I'm looking at, one, what does that profit look like? Are you directly affecting that in the time? How much time are you working? How much time are you taking off my plate? Right. And then also, if you're consistent with meeting your metrics that we have laid out, if you're doing all those 3 things, that's a great indicator that you are here to help us sharpen iron. We foster that iron sharpens iron environment, because I don't want anyone who is on board who's just looking for me to tell them what they have to do. Like, I want to learn from every single person that I bring on the team, vice versa. So, hiring those people that can bring strategy to the table, be a sounding board, help us brainstorm, mastermind. Oh my God. But it takes the time to get there. And of course, there's a strategy to get there too.
Hey guys, if you like this video, you'll also like my book on Amazon called Beyond the Agency Box, which you can also find by my name, Frankie Finn, and it's got a lot of awesome reviews. And it really just goes deeper on a lot of things we're talking about, everything you need to grow and start a lifestyle agency, from the stages you'll go through to getting clients, to how to create winning offers, to high value deliverables, to wowing clients, to building teams, to building systems, and building a boring factory that's like a 7-figure money machine for you. So if you're interested, I put links for you in the video description, as well as it'll be in the pinned top comment below, and make sure to check those out.